summarize what our claims were. Our first claim was that there are too many unnecessary drinking injuries and deaths among underage youth due to binge drinking. Our second claim was that it should be a young adult's right to be able to drink at age 18. And our third claim was that lower drinking ages in other countries have resulted in a reduction of drinking-related injury and death. Okay, so our first claim, to go into a little bit more detail on that, Cynthia had stated that it is easy for a person to binge drink, and I completely agree. However, I think that the government's regulation of drinking is actually what's causing binge drinking to become so common. When the government does not allow people aged 18 to 21 to consume alcohol legally, it deprives those in that age range the ability to slowly build up their tolerance level by drinking casually more often, as opposed to drinking a lot in one sitting not very often. It's harder for them to handle the sporadic alcohol intake. According to the Center for Disease Control, approximately 1 in 6 teenagers has experienced blackout spells where they could not remember what happened the previous evening as a result of binge drinking. And that's obviously a very dangerous situation to be in. Just to emphasize how big of a problem binge drinking actually is. Among college students specifically, we're all college students, so specifically among college students, binge drinking contributes to some 1,700 deaths, nearly 600,000 injuries, and about 100,000 cases of sexual assault. So our second point was that it should be a young adult's right to be able to drink at age 18. Now, Cynthia had said that an 18-year-old cannot do everything that a 21-year-old can do. And while that is true, there are a lot of things that the 18-year-old can do that a 21-year-old can also do. And it seems like the current regulations are a bit contradictory of each other because, for example, in the United States, an 18-year-old can sign a binding contract, and because the government believes that at 18 years old, people have the experience and knowledge to make independent decisions and deal with the consequences of those decisions, and that's according to All Business. So it's kind of contradictory to put faith in young adults to have the ability to sign a binding contract and yet still deprive them the legal ability to make decisions about alcohol consumption. And according to Stimmel law, understanding most binding contracts without the advice of a lawyer requires an immense level of understanding of law. It seems that you wouldn't need an immense understanding of how the human body works to be able to make an educated decision about how much alcohol to drink. So the fact that the government seems to say that younger people can make these sort of decisions about contracts but can't decide on how much alcohol to drink seems a little bit unreasonable, and it certainly contradicts their belief, their supposed belief that people of age 18 can make their own decisions and deal with the consequences. And also, there is no evidence to show that 21-year-olds are better at making decisions that will benefit their health and well-being over 18-year-olds. That's according to 0 to 3. So again, these regulations seem to be without any sort of substantial evidence that they'll actually, that make any sense. And for our third point, that lower drinking ages in other countries have resulted in a reduction of drinking-related injury and deaths. There's been a decrease in risky drinking behaviors in these countries. According to the World Health Organization, binge drinking is 40% less common in many European countries where the legal drinking age is 18. According to the World Health Organization, the death rate from alcohol in the United States is more than double of many countries, and where the legal drinking age is 18. Specifically, I can compare it to New Zealand, where it's more than 2.5 times more common for people to die of alcohol-related causes in the United States than it is in New Zealand. And again, you know, these regulations about having to be 21 to drink, it deprives people of an opportunity for a safe drinking experience at a young age and to build up their tolerance. According to the SIRC, the lower drinking age in many other countries provides an opportunity for young adults to learn how to handle alcohol consumption by making it legal and available right when most young adults show interest in wanting to consume alcohol. They can drink in a much safer environment, like restaurants and pubs, where older, more experienced people are often present and can supervise and give advice if necessary. So, you know, it's a much more safe and secure environment for people to learn how to actually consume alcohol in these places.